My guy Matt is joining me because we're doing a draft. So usually, Matt, the way this works, I have to set up why we're doing this Funless Friday. Okay. So Reed Sheppard was the first American drafted this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Which got me thinking, when was the last time the first American drafted was a white guy? Because Reed Sheppard, first American drafted this year, he's also white. Like, that doesn't happen every day. The answer is Kent Benson in 1977, who played for Coach Knight at IU, right? He was drafted by the Bucks, played in the league for 11 years, right? Best year came in the 80 to 81 season, average, like 15 and 7 a night. It's pretty good. And so I find myself going down this rabbit hole of reading these old like Kent Benson articles, and an old Sports Illustrated article described him as a, quote, rugged inside scorer, end quote. And that, to me, that is classic white guy compliment descriptor kind of thing. Yeah. And Reed Sheppard was called a, quote, he was called sneaky athletic during the ESPN broadcast. And those both, between rugged inside scorer and sneaky athlete, those are undoubtedly like top tier classic NBA white guy descriptors. So for today's Funless Friday, we're doing a draft of the best NBA white guy descriptors. Okay, so Matt, I will give you the first pick.
Wow.
Whatever you want to take first.
Wow, that is I appreciate it. It's very kind as the host to defer the first overall pick. Really quick, is this a snake draft or is this a?
We're just gonna go back and forth.
Okay, back and forth. Okay.
One.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I feel like this one, it's good because it's used so much, and I feel like at any point in anyone's career that played basketball with our skin tone has been called this, even if it's not true. And I'm gonna go with Scrappy at 1. I'm gonna go with Scrappy at 1. I just think it's so like that's a can't miss pick. It's not a very high ceiling pick, but it's a can't miss pick. Like it's a classic. It's an absolute classic. So I'm going Scrappy with 1.
Scrappy's great. Scrappy is like you play hard, but you're like smart and you do like the extra things that other guys don't realize. Yep. So I like that pick. I had that second on my big board. Okay. So number 1, I'm going to take sneaky athletic. Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason guys are called sneaky athletic is because they are white. Like Reed Sheppard gets called sneaky athletic, even though he tied for the highest max vertical at the combine at 42 inches. That is not sneaky.
Really?
That is, he has a 42-inch max vertical.
Wow.
I'm like, that's not sneaky. That is like, that's crazy explosiveness. That's what that is. And so I had to take that with my my first pick. So we go back to you now.
That's a great pick. It's a great pick. And I think maybe the reason why I didn't lean that way is because I've never been called any type of athletic my whole life. It's just he's not athletic at all. There's nothing sneaky. There's no athleticism either. I'm going to go with, and this is one that I was called back in the day. We're going to go with a heady or cerebral player, someone that always makes the right play. I love that head, like cerebral. I like that as a description. Again, always making the right play. You're never having to worry. Coach is never going to be worried with the ball in his hands that he's gonna make the wrong decision, right? That might mean, hey, maybe the coach might be worried for other reasons, but he would never be worried that he's going to make the wrong decision. Knows the offense well. Again, really just cerebral player.
Think any white point guard.
Yeah,
that's what they get labeled as.
Purdue, Steve Nash, right? What will be Reed Sheppard as well.
Exactly.
Cerebral, heady player.
It's like, hey, he averaged 7 turnovers a game in college, but really smart guy.
Cerebral, yeah.
Doing a Funless Friday draft with my guy Matt Murphy here. We're drafting our favorite white athlete descriptors. For my second pick, I'm going fundamentally sound. Yeah. So I think that checks the box for every guy. Every guy, like every white guy's jump shot, from America at least, they all look the exact same. Yeah. Okay? Like that's always the same. Also, when I think about fundamentals, like I have to think about Tim Duncan. I know he's from like the islands. He's not really white, but like fundamentals can carry you to being one of the 7 best basketball players ever, apparently. And so like, if I want to be described as anything, I want to be fundamentally sound, baby. Let's go with that.
That's right. That's a great pick it too. I've got a couple here because this is where it gets, we really could have seeing those top 4 going. And I figured those a year or two, I figured wouldn't be on my, available for me at pick 3. So I'm gonna go. I've got a couple here. I'm gonna go with a little combo, more of a phrase, less of like just one word or 2 words.
Okay.
He's a lunch pail and a hard hat kind of guy. Lunch pail and a hard hat kind of guy. This guy, he's the first one in to the gym, he's the last one out, right? This is your blue collar, gold swagger type of player, right? This is your Tyler Hansbroughs of the world.
I like it.
Right? Lunch pail, hard hat. He's blue collar, right? Working hard. So that's why I love that, and I'm going with that at 3.
Rebounds at a great level. Those guys.
Yeah. Lunch pail.
I'm gonna go gym rat here.
Yeah.
Like this for me, like this is classic white guy that can shoot the ball.
Mm.
Like Dalton Connect goes 17th. Like within the first sentence on that ESPN desk, this guy is a gym rat.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially if it's a white guy who can shoot, who's played in college for more than 2 years. Like that label, we're slapping it on there immediately. So gym rat, yeah, that's the one for me. At my third pick.
All right. At 4, I'm going to go with something we'll call it, somewhat intangible here. We're going to say great locker room guy. Okay. It feels like more of maybe a little bit of a college. You would get this a little bit more, certainly because NBA is a little bit more of, hey, they're all professionals. But, and even, high school and college, he's a great locker room guy, right? He's got all of the intangibles off the floor, great teammate, great vocal leader. And maybe, on the sidelines, he's encouraging his teammates. He's reminding players, hey, shots up, box out, all this, right? So just great locker room guy is my 4th pick.
That's a great pick. My guy Matt and I, we are drafting our favorite white guy descriptors for Funless Friday. You can veto this one if you want to. I want to go the classic white on white like comparison. Like every white point guard gets compared to like Steve Nash or Jason Kidd. Every new NFL wide receiver, if you're white, doesn't matter, how big, how fast you are, you're getting compared to Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, or Cooper Kupp. So does that work?
No, I'll accept it. Yeah, I think that's fine. It's not, because that's so real, right? It's not. It's a wing that can shoot. Oh, it's Larry Bird. Oh, it's a wing that, a center that can play. Hey, it's Bill Walton. It's McHale, whatever. Right? There's always going to be a comparison, right? Or even to take it even further, right? When you think of a big running back, right? Big white running back, I'm going Peyton Hillis, right? Oh, this guy's bowling ball. Peyton Hillis.
Or it's like, this guy's not a running back, he's a fullback.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So yeah, I'll take that. And I think that's a good play. Definitely a fringe that's on the line, right? But I'm a fair,
that's what I wanted to ask.
Fair competitor, and I respect the hustle. Yeah.
Okay.
Respect the hustle there. That's fair. Fair play.
Back to you.
Is this the last one?
Yeah, just
round out my starting 5 here. So I'm going to go with one that, I really enjoy. I think this one specifically is one where this is a guy that he has some flashes of like, wow, this guy can really play, right? It's not just the hard work. It's not just the intangibles. It's not just the cerebral. It's like, wow, this guy can really play. And he's a gamer, right? He's a gamer. This guy's going to have a little bit of bounce to him. He's going to have a little bit of, quickness to him. And he's a gamer, right? He's a guy that can do a little bit of everything. He's got a little extra, maybe athleticism than some of these other descriptors that we're using, right? Okay. But this is kind of he is an all around. He is a cerebral player, but he's got a little bit of something to him. He's got a little bit of sauce to him, right? So he's a gamer. We're gonna go with that at 5.
I like it. That's good. That's really good. Joined by my guy Matt Murphy. I have the last pick here. We're drafting our favorite white guy descriptors, and I'm torn. There's 2 that I really like, and I don't know which way to go, but I think I'm gonna go with gritty, right? So which is a little bit different from scrappy. They definitely play in like the same realm, but for me, scrappy is like, like you play hard, but you're just like a little bit smarter, and you do some different things that guys don't realize.
Yeah.
When I think gritty, I think like Draymond Green, like a player who can change the game because of their physicality, like they bring a similar energy to like high motor guys, but they tend to be a little bit more physical, a little bit more chippy.
Yeah. So I think scrappy maybe is more of a word that you would use for like a guard or a wing that really gets up into people defensively, right? TJ McConnell picking people up full court, right? That feels scrappy, as opposed gritty feels like more in the paint, right? More of like a forward / center, because it feels weird to say scrappy from those positions. So gritty, I think it's fair play. Fair play. Those are some good
scrappy
lists.
guys and guards.
Yeah. Gritty
and
more and wing. Maybe bigger wings. Yeah.
Crafty didn't make either one of our rosters, which is interesting.
It was on my list, but no, I Crafty is, to me, that kind of fits under the kind of the cerebral side of things a little bit. So once I used that, I didn't want to go. You certainly could have, but that's probably the honorable mention. That's an honorable mention for sure.
It really is. Do you have any other honorable mentions? I've got one.
Yeah, I've got a couple here. He's got a lot of heart, right? A lot of heart. I've got, let's see, tough as nails. Tough as nails. We've got, he's a winner. He's just a winner, right? Making winning plays. So those are my 3 honorable mentions.
Mine is here's a guy that doesn't try to do too much.
Yeah. Let the game come to him. Yeah, let the game come.
This is like saying someone is like intriguing, of like, hey man, like how was that job interview? It's like, oh, it was intriguing, meaning like I'm not gonna hire this guy, but he's fine. He's whatever.
Yeah, he's got
so I had that. I had high motor as well, but I felt like that kind of like fell in with gritty and scrappy and those things. And did I have any other ones? I had grinder, but that's kind of like runs into the whole like gym rat thing,
I don't think that's allowed to be said on public airways anyway, like announcers during games. So it's probably good to stay away from that on the radio broadways too. The airways.
Probably so. Once again, Matt, let's run through our teams. We drafted our 5 favorite white athlete descriptors. So you went scrappy with the first pick. I went sneaky athletic with my first pick.
Yep.
And then what'd you go to after that? I didn't write this down.
You didn't write this down? Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta go back through my list. I had the heady and cerebral player.
That's right.
Heady and cerebral.
I went fundamentally sound.
Yep.
Okay.
You went lunge pail, hard hat kind of guy.
That's right. And then I went gym rat.
Yep. Then I went great locker room guy. Good team.
That's right. And then I know I finished with gritty. What did I take before that? Gosh dang it. Sneaky, fundamentally, gym rat. I took gritty last.
All around, right? It was I don't know, dude. You're the one who picked. You just lost your draft pick.
I know. Jeez, I can't believe I didn't write that down. It's all good. It happens. But
and then I finished with he's a gamer. He's a gamer. That's what I closed with.
Good gamer. I like it. That's good. Great
really
draft.
Quick, really quick. How many of those have you been called in your career?
I've definitely been called scrappy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm skilled enough to have ever been called crafty, but like this guy's crafty. I remember like when I first moved up here, we would play basketball and you would make bets on how many offensive rebounds I would grab. That's scrappy. I would say that. Yeah, that's right. Always. And I would like to think that I've been called a high IQ guy. I don't know why, but that's, that definitely falls. When I was playing baseball, gym rat was definitely there. So definitely been called that as well. So those, what about you?
Yeah, I've got a lot on here as well. Not the athletic part, like I was saying. Great locker room guy, team captain, cerebral player for sure. I like to play make from the stretch 4 position. And a little bit of gamer in me, a little bit, not too much. A little bit of gamer, a little bit of play.
You've got a lot of gamer in you. I've played with you enough to know.
A little bit of gamer. And then I'm not really that scrappy or tough. I think
I don't know,
If
man.
if talking trash is scrappy, then maybe. But
I would say so. I would
okay.
also. I've been called sneaky athletic like once or twice in my life. When I was a freshman in college, I grabbed the rim with some of my teammates around, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh!" And I was like, "Yeah, guys, that's it."
Crazy.
The head
Yeah.
the head went huge
Yeah.
after that. I
Way
was like,
big.
"Yeah, guys, watch out."
Yeah, for sure.
Matt, thanks for your time, man. This was fun. Hopefully, I kind of like this format. It's a little bit better than me just talking about all the traits. So maybe, hopefully, we can do this again in the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, and really quick, I just want to say RIP to the men's national soccer team.
Dude,
It's brutal loss to
don't
Panama. Tim Weah
don't get me started.
punching a dude and getting sent off. I mean, you're talking about, and with the manager stuff, everyone's like, oh, formations, whatever. I think undisciplined teams, it's always on the coach. And USA was tremendously undisciplined, honestly, in both games. They were fortunate
Yeah,
they played a bad team in the first game in Bolivia. So
yeah,
need a big game against Uruguay
they're
on
good.
Monday,
They
4
beat
p.m. Eastern.
they
They're
beat
really good, really good. So
they beat Bolivia like 5-0 last night. So
yeah, they smoked them. So
yeah,
it's gonna be tough. But yeah, no, appreciate having me on.
of course, dude. Always, always. That's my guy, Matt Murphy, the one and only brother of Jake Paul. Not really, but that always gets thrown around in the chat, man. As soon as you
Crazy,
come
bro.
off, they're like,
Crazy.
it's Jake Paul's brother. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right, guys.
the chat does not like me. That's all right, chat. Well, I love you anyway. I love
There
you
you go.
anyway.
Of
Hey, thanks for having me on, John.
course, man. See ya. That's my guy, Matt Murphy. Smart, just basketball guy, just a great friend in general, joining me to draft the best white athlete descriptors.